What do we see Ronan doing at this point while I'm looking?
Okay, so obviously he hears Abasi clinking things, handing out drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's pretty thirsty because, like, I may be a goblin, but I didn't use my rage powers to dance. So I kind of just walk up to Abasi and just be like, "You got any more beers?"
You know, little guy, maybe we got off the wrong foot. Yes, I have beer, but I do. What? Before we get you drunk,
I'm pretty thirsty.
You gotta promise me you're not gonna damage Farhan's things, because I will let him kill you, as I won't be in the position that stop him.
Ronan, he started immediately with, "You know what, little guy?" How does that land?
I'm just gonna reach up on the table and grab one and just walk away.
Bossy's not gonna stop my eyes. Like, oh, yeah, but X dies. Oh.
Okay.
But as I walk away, I wink at him.
She's like, oh.
That might be a sign of a future death.
Winking is a pretty much the highest threat among goblins.
Yeah. I'm coming for you later.
Yes.
Literally,
it's a universally known death threat.
Lock your door, right? All right. Donkor, you're experiencing this change. I've got to know.
So Donkor is like off in his own little world, and then he hears Abasi, being reasonably a lot louder than normal. He's like, "What the hell is going on?" Before anything, is Jahim still around?
No, he probably would have left.
Okay, because he never got the documents from me, so we're gonna have to track him down later.
We'll just say that anything at that point you would have just handed over. You would have established, because he wouldn't have given you the money without, at least in return, receiving the documents.
Alrighty, cool. So Donkor from the bar begins to just look back and is a little bit in awe. He'll give a brief nod to Marn and the interpreter, as because they've met before. But then he's going to look and just keep an eye on both Abasi and then also the Crypt Finders, because he's not met this new side of Abasi, and he's also not met the Crypt Finders yet.
Okay. Do you venture over to them with any alcohol? Do you find that you're just kind of watching from afar?
He's kind of just watching from afar, getting a lay of the land, so that way he can, make a more sound judgment call on what he feels everybody would be more accustomed to, rather than just be like, "Hey, this is me." He wants to appeal to them before anything.
Okay. All right, sounds good. And Pilakka just watching onward.
I am also specifically looking as they come in to see if there's anybody who resembles a magic caster. Anybody who I can recognize as practiced in the magical arts.
You would probably be able to guess that there are some casters amidst the Crypt Finders. The dog soldiers, they just look like brutes. For their size, they are muscly. They seem to be all wielding weapons that seem to be way too heavy for someone of their size. Brutes, and of the sort. However, amidst the Crypt Finders, give me perception, and then follow it. We'll see if you actually get to make another save.
All right.
Very good. Give me a knowledge arcana.
Wow.
Ooh.
Also very good.
Dropping 19.
Yes, there is someone here that seems to be of this sort, a spellcaster. You're not really sure where they hail from. You're not really sure what style of creature they seem to lean upon. But someone here happens to have what looks to be a disc of summons. They tend to be an individual that is like, if we were talking about a video game, like a zoo specialist. This is someone that focuses on summoning creatures to their aid. They seem to exhibit many of these telltale signs of being a summoner specifically. Now, summoners tend to have a bit more of a focus on one defensive creature. I forget the word for them.
Eidolon?
Yes, thank you, an Eidolon. And it's their primary protector. It's someone that they invest. It's like a split soul of sorts. And this person seems to kind of fit the bill from everything that you can see, especially from the summons disc.
What is a summons disc?
Well, essentially what this looks like in the area for this person, it's essentially a ring of fire that continues to move, like an actual large circular ring. It just spins around their back. The flame never quite touches their skin or their armor, but it never quite moves away from those few inches away from the person. And that's their tether, their link to their Eidolon. Each summoner tends to have something like that.
I'm like staring at that ring of fire, like just not only identifying what it was with the roll, but also just like imagining every single possible potential use.
Do you look into the magical spectrum at all?
Yeah, let's hope I don't end us all and cast a not wild magic, detect magic.
Sure. As you cast detect magic, your eye focuses in on the figure. You can see specifically from her back as she's sitting away from you. The ring itself seems to move in this flow like water, but its flames lick elsewhere. And inside of those flames, you see history. The history of this individual, be it short-term or from the length of which they met their Eidolon, and they summons them to this plane. And the thing of what you see is not something you would expect of the region. You see a cat-like creature. Horns, what you may expect to find on a bull, draped around its neck and head. Its body coated in a green-like flame. And it seems to almost defend and protect her. But there is a fear from it to her. You're not really sure what the relationship is immediately like.
Interesting. Very interesting. I'm just gonna not so subtly keep casting my glance back at this character.
Okay. Can I get a perception, please, from Neferani, from Donkor, from Abasi, and Ronan, do you think that you would be making a perception here? Would you be watching people, or are you focusing on the movement?
I definitely, if I see people that look kind of burly, that might be potential...
Not burly. Not this case.
No?
No, not really burly. Maybe a little more armor-clad amidst the group of three, but not something I would say is burly.
Okay, so more just, adventurers, I guess.
Okay.
Anybody that appears like they have potential for fisticuffs, I guess. I don't know.
Sure. The only one that you're immediately getting out of the lot is probably the dog soldiers. The others are sort of minding their business. They haven't actually even made way to the bar yet to collect any of the drinks. But Abasi, Donkor, you two can both see at this point, particularly you, Abasi, since you're so close, you're used to seeing the very small flourishes of Pilakka. She has mastered magic to such a degree that it really doesn't take much. It's just a flick of a feather, and then you see the eye almost undulate and become something more. It peers onto the magical vision, where you see this almost shimmering, shiny glimmer respond back. But as quickly as she watches onto this creature, which you can see because her whole head literally is turned to peer onto them, she averts her gaze immediately, casting the eye elsewhere. And as this happens, Donkor, Abasi, you can both see that what you may assume is the rogue amidst the group immediately sees this quick turn of Pilakka's head and begins to whisper about Pilakka.
Abasi will slam one of the drinks in front of the bird. Listen, you're leaning so far forward staring. There's not a bloody soul in the building that ain't gonna see you.
Is it not welcome to stare? She wears fire.
It's not that, but I'm sure if you were to just suddenly dispel, a lot of heads would turn on you too.
Who's dispelling? I am only looking.
Abasi will elbow her and like kind of motion with his shoulder towards the rogue. Like, somebody has taken a notice.
What is he to me?
I don't know. What were we to you before you met us?
She just like doesn't answer because the answer is nothing.
It's still like, oh, I get it. Yep, screw you guys.
It's actually, I've got to say that was very well done. It was solid line from Abasi. Even if it didn't land where he had intended, I feel like it was the quintessential moment for Abasi there. Perfect.
Donkor would actually go and kind of stand up and move towards this, not move towards as if he's walking towards Pilakka, but keeping an eye on the rogue.
Okay. Do you collect any beer for yourself or any wine at this point?
No.
All right. Sure enough, you have the floor. You move over.
Be almost as if standing near and sitting next to Abasi now. So people would have more than likely have noticed that he swapped seats. Or that Donkor swapped seats.
Okay. It's fine. Do you say anything, or do you just kind of watch on, or what do you do here?
Just mostly watching on at this point, because now he's beginning to see that everybody is also a little bit defensive here. So he's in Donkor's mind, he's planning out the best means of lowering everybody's guard to the best that they can now that they've seen Pilakka peer into the magical spectrum.
Okay. I want to see here, because you're local, Neferani and Donkor. Give me... I think I'm going to give you guys both a roll on this here. If I can find it and remember exactly which knowledge it is. I'm going to pull a page real quick. It would be knowledge geography. Okay.
I'm not rerolling that.
Okay, that's fine. Neff, you feel like you recognize the attire of this person that is under description at this point. It's the one with the flaming disc on the back. You recognize the clothing. They are from they're from the southeastern coast of Garund, which is highly recognized as a place of arcane wonder. It is a place called Nex.
Yeah, Donkor wouldn't know that.
Like NEX or
Yeah,
NEX?
no, it's literally Nex, Nex.
Okay. That's cool. I keep playing.
You think that, I mean, if for anything else, by the way that you've aligned yourself with your allies, you know that magical doodads and information like that it's a big hotspot for, at the very least, Pilakka.
All right. Well, in that event, I will do my best to try to get some sort of, like, even if I have to frantically wave and like fit the word burb into my song, I'm gonna try to get Pilakka's attention and then like very, very subtly gesture over to Flaming Disc Dude.
Okay. I'm just gonna do a latent perception for the room.
Please critically succeed. I just want everybody to like whoosh.
That's pretty good. So you're in performance. You're tapping away at the bongos. You're doing your thing. How well do you disguise this?
Oh, as well as I can, I think, in character, which is basically like burp.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, so not at all like negative. Like, I mean, I might like try to literally try to cough burb. Like, I think that works.
Does it ever do anything to your playing skill? Does it ever stop?
No, like I would fit it in with like the almost like a filking level of like fitting it, just continuing on forward with things that don't fit in the song, but forcing them in for the love of
Then
things that are good.
I'll say that passively, Pilakka is unable to pick this up. Subtlety's not exactly her strong suit, and I'll say picking those things up is probably not ingrained, nuanced at least. But I think that Abasi and probably Donkor would pick this up. Abasi, Donkor, do you say anything?
So Donkor's gonna get up and he's gonna move towards Pilakka and be like,
Neferani's calling you. Right now, I think it'd be wise for you to go see what she wants. I'm going to go talk to all the other patrons, see if maybe we can get some camaraderie going as Abasi had wanted.
Very well. Very well. 31! That is something you wanted! I just yell it from where I'm sitting.
Well, you know what? You're gonna get me killed before the night is even over, and I was hoping to look at this with new friends.
So since I'm still trying to get Pilakka's attention, I suspect that I will hear that immediately, and as loud as humanly possible. Like, don't draw attention.
What are you all sneaking about?
For a split second, so there's definitely like a weird hitch, and then I'll continue. But then just with one hand, do some sort of one-handed solo thing, and just be like,
Sure. Give me.
Donkor, we might be able to spin this if you and I go to that table now and pretend that we're supposed to bring them drinks.
Give me a stealth, Neferani. Or, excuse me, better yet, a sleight of hand. Oh shit, that's good. That you actually you one-upped me. Well done.
Ooh.
Well done. Perfect. You did it. Very well done. Yeah, you managed to kind of weave it in to almost make it look like a dance before the finger points. And Pilakka, you're kind of you're keen on it at this point. It points back again to the table of the Crypt Finders.
Pilakka so her blind eye, her right eye is staring right at the summoner.
Okay.
Unlike the rest of her, and she's just going to the magic from her eye is just going to fade, and she's going to take one finger and just point her eye away from him.
Okay. All right.
It's like,
oh Jesus Christ!
And then she's like,
the manipulation. Neferani, do you say anything to Pilakka about this individual, this caster?
Oh no, I figure she knows more than me.
Okay.
Just go over there.
Can I get a knowledge history from you, Neferani? Okay, all right. There is something that I can tell you. Nex is kind of a place of rapport and greater history, largely because they had a wizard king ruler named Nex. The location was named after him. And upon his death, they believe that the arcane teachings that he had acquired in his life, which was a very, very long life, 4,000 years, upon his death, it was imparted to the people. And a lot of the people in the area, probably in the higher percentages, were actually capable of casting spells. Even at birth, they had this latent control of magic, which is very bizarre, but he is recognized throughout history. Even at a 10, the Wizard King Nex is kind of a big deal.
Oh, so it's literally that dude?
Yeah, that's it. You recognize that they're from this area, and with its arcane wonders, it's no doubt that they have a spinning disc of flame on their back. Up to you what you want to do with that. If you decide to, of course, then if not, not a big deal.
I think that she would wait until at least until her song was over,
okay,
to see if the burb goes there, and then she'll get up and start being like, "What the fuck, bird? Didn't you understand exactly what I was trying to tell you in exquisite detail with my finger pointing?"
If we are to set up a system of hand signals first, then perhaps. You don't speak your mystery gesticulating languages.
I literally just pointed out that person. I guess that it was. I'm down. I'm done. I guess, which is fine. So I don't know. I'm just pointing at them, saying, "Go talk to them."
It's at this
Why
point
would
that Donkor is going to begin, as they're talking, begin walking towards the table.
Okay.
Bossy will follow him with just an armful of liquor.
Got it.
Pilakka will just sort of like budge her chair out and then just like silently, still staring at Neferani, start walking towards the table.
Sure. As you are both moving in the destination of the table, before you can say much, a large party arrives. And when I say large, I mean that they're even larger than yourselves at this point. Women, an all-female adventuring party. And they seem to all be dressed in similar clothing, even though some of them seem to look radically different than that. Does anyone try to perceive their roles?
Is this the group of people from the bank?
No, this is not.
I'm still looking for that woman that like mean mugged our bird.
Sure. Okay, we've got Abasi peeping him out. Does anybody else wish to watch it all? Pilakka, hard on that. Donkor.
I'm staring really hard at the giant women.
Yeah, Donkor's not really looking. It was just
At the. Did you say the giant women?
Isn't that what you said? They were giant.
No,
party?
it's a large group, not their large women. It's a large group of women.
Oh, it's like a lot of women.
Yeah,
No
so
Amazons.
it's not like
Large group, regular sized women.
Yeah.
Although I guess to Ronan,
they're huge.
Right.
They're
I mean,
I wanted to see him climb every mountain over here.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah,
That's how Zanjafar died.
Neferani. Memory test. Let's see if you can recall who this is.
The woman or the
This group and the
Okay.
woman leading them.
wisdom?
Yes.
No
Not
fucking
a
idea.
clue.
Not
Not
even, which I
have
can't,
one
I'm not even gonna reroll it because it's like the most in character thing ever.
Do any of us from the audience at that time have the capability of rolling wisdom?
Did I even see the group come in?
Okay, so
like, are they literally like T-posing at the door and I can't see them?
the
It was
only
dominance.
the only person in the group that cannot immediately recognize this is Ronan. The rest of
Yeah.
you can make that. However, because Misty was on stage, she has an easier DC. Pilakka, again, the fucking chronicler over here. Pilakka going hard. Yeah, actually, you found this interesting for a lot of reasons, and it may be something that passed by your forays, even briefly. These women are called the Daughters of the Desert. You can't quite remember their leader, but she was regarded as quite the dealer. Why it's remembered by you specifically? There are two women inside of the group that are Osirian witches.
ooh.
Amidst
Uh-oh.
them include a barbarian, another of a cleric. There seem to be two much smaller, but you can't quite fit their roles. Sigrun, their leader, happens to have at side what looks to be a very small harp. Your best guess is that she is at least some form of performer. They take seat in the rear corner, where the pillows lay in rest. And for them, I will find a token.
And why do I feel like we're about to get red weddinged? Why do I feel this?
Let's be fair.
It's
We
a
have nothing worth taking. The only thing we took out of that tomb was money, and they all have magical equipment, and there were no idea we have money, and we didn't get anything else.
Well, they
That
don't
is
know
a
that we were telling the
Big
truth.
Woman. See? Big woman.
But they're holding weapons, and our shit don't glow.
Fair.
Technically, KO's weapon is pretty magical.
His axe.
Nope, he
Oh, the
actually
other
has a
one.
sword.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, he's Captain Handsome Pants over here.
Suave.
Do you let them pass by, or do a lot of you say anything to them?
I give them a polite nod.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then I awkwardly do the same to each of the other parties that's already been here for a few minutes.
Sure. Sure. You can see as you peer back that the halflings have taken it upon themselves to return back to the counter with empty glasses, empty mugs, and they're quickly taking their second. So, Donkor, Abasi, you make your way over to the table. The women pass by. They align themselves in the back. They rest comfortably so with each other.
So, Donkor, upon reaching the table, will more than likely go, "My name is Donkor, and I represented a group. Well, we're adventurers too. I'm not going to say our names because it's embarrassing. What I will say is I apologize for their lack of, subtlety. We are entranced by your, I don't know what that thing is on your back, and I would love to know more about it, actually."
Yes, please tell us more. We are curious.
Do you say that from, like, across the table?
Yeah, pretty much.
No. I mean specifically Pilakka.
Oh, sorry. I was making my way across the room.
Oh, okay.
He mentioned it, he just didn't move the token.
It was like,
yeah.
so you're just like, yes, tell us more! Like,
From the corner with a spyglass. Like,
Yes.
Oh,
In fact, that would probably be the most in-character thing.
My God, get that burb a friggin' megaphone. I'm sorry, were you like?
I'm not getting up. Come to me if you want to talk.
Perfect.
I ordered food. I'm not moving.
Perfect. I love it. Abasi, you have made your way there as well. And in response, the individual leading them, the man, Pilakka, you recognize this individual as Falto. Falto says, "Well, these are our things to discuss. Why will you not say your name?"
boss, because it's Big Donk Energy and they're all really, really embarrassed by it.
I'm not.
Neferani, whenever you'd like to stop playing, you're more than capable to.
Oh, I stopped playing because the bird wasn't listening to me, so I had to get off and like come and redirect the burb.
Okay, sounds good.
And I decide not. I go back over to the stage and retrieve my bongos
Sounds good.
and reattach them to myself, and then I'd say I'd go over back to Pilakka. Although actually first I'm gonna go find our goblin friend. And
It's probably pretty easy to locate. The moment that you stop playing, he will likely stop dancing. He was just feeling the vibe for like the last 20 minutes.
Well, no. I stopped dancing when I grabbed the beer, so I was exhausted.
oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I just sat down. I sat down like where I'm sitting, and I'm just like sipping on stuff.
All right.
So I walk up to him and right. Hello.
Hi.
How are you, my diminutive friend?
Pretty
God,
thirsty.
he doesn't know what that means.
I know that. But what happened? I thought you were gonna take care of the dude for me.
You said no fights. The bearded one said to be good.
That's true, but my words might have said, "Don't poke him with your blade." Not lethally, of course, but my eyes said it. So, I mean,
I can go chase him down now.
would you? No, don't.
You just leash him into the city in the middle of the night.
It's dark.
And
Nobody
Ryu's
knows.
on his third character suddenly.
And Stitch has landed in the city. Everyone's dead.
I just come back covered in blood.
Or
I got
just
him.
like Elvis, either way. So the oh my God, you are Stitch. So I'll say that to him, but like winking, like very. Oh shit, I'm gonna wink at him and just be like super silly about it, but like thanks for helping me out.
I scared him away.
Okay, I kind of want to see here, just because the subtleties of conversation are sort of lost, especially on a pit fighter. So I want to see what the matter of perception is. Like, how do you perceive this wink? Because you're like, you want me to? I'll go kick his ass right now, Seabass. And she just goes, how does Ronan perceive that?
I would actually start walking towards the door. I'd probably just put down my beer.
I'm
and
gonna
start
like.
walking away.
I'll hustle. Sorry, I can't even say some of these short words because they're making me laugh. My microscopic friend. Wait.
Are you coming with me? You like to watch.
I would. I do like to watch. But it's another story for another adventure. I think perhaps it might be better if you just recalled who he was, like seared it into your memory. And then if we see him again, you can point him out and then we can have an adventure where we go and like tackle him together and steal my 2 gold back or 1 gold or whatever. It doesn't matter. Steal my honor back. He was mean to me.
Okay, so
Later.
not now.
Correct.
Sure. Okay, but fighting eventually, right?
You know what, Peanut? Let's. Yes.
So you're gonna buy me another beer?
Let's go. Did I get any money for playing?
Yeah. Well, not since you started this session, but last session you would have collected coin from them.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so yeah, I'll go and buy him a beer and leave Farhan a decent tip.
Okay. Farhan is not going to turn down extra coin at this point. He's already been paid relatively handsomely, but he just keeps lining drinks up.
He didn't want them to be here. I'm just trying to make sure this is worth his time.
Definitely. So you managed to bring about these drinks. Ronan has already mostly finished one of these. You probably understand what happens. I mean, you've seen people get drunk. You don't know how drunk Ronan can get, but just gonna cast this out there, see where it lands. A barbarian goblin, probably not the most exceptional to get intoxicated. However, your call. Do as you see fit.
Oh God.
Well, I mean, we did establish that was like my morning ritual. Like I wasn't an alcoholic, but it was like my morning coffee was cheap beer. And
But a barrel of beer is a barrel of beer.
I feel like the Farhan would, like you said, I think Abasi motioned to him to water down my drinks a couple
Okay,
sessions.
all right, that's fine. We can work around that then.
Yeah, so I feel like I would be a little bit like, I'd feel in it. I have a buzz, but not from one glass.
All right. He's like, I ain't drunk.
But not too many more.
I'm just drinking. Seems good. You do as so. And before Falto can begin speaking, Abasi, if there's anything that you wanted to say additionally, or Pilakka, this is your chance. Especially since you've just spoke that you are Team Big Donk Energy.
Bossy will shoulder on through and set all the drinks down on the table because he's tired of carrying them.
Okay.
I'm kind of like very obviously, even though the summoner's probably facing me, I'm still very obviously just trying to look at it like around him to his back where the fire is.
Okay. You notice that upon closer glance, you can't really tell if it is a man or a woman. Androgyny just is so heavy with this particular character. They dress in very light, like wrappings, which speaks to a feminine physique, but there are some more stronger features around the face, which might speak to it being a man. You're not sure, but it's never quite ever questioned.
Oh my God, it's all good tipping!
When you seem to peek around to see the rear side, they lean almost exaggeratively to get a drink. You can tell that they're clearly trying to show their disc to you.
I'm just like as if somebody just like showed me a real nice ass, and I'm just like like just taking it in.
Okay. And with some paced ease, they return back, and they ask in this, again, androgynous voice, like what you see?
I can tell you are a powerful summoner of creatures.
Yes, that's so. That's so.
You are learned then in arcane arts.
You could say that.
As am I, at least as a hobby. I always leave it open for any who are so practiced. A trade. A spell for a spell. If you should be so inclined.
How would I trade to you a spell?
You teach me, I teach you. An exchange of knowledge.
How do I teach you a spell when I do not know how to ascertain my own spells? It's just inside of me.
It is natural to you. It comes to you just by thinking it, by feeling.
You haven't heard of Nex, then? You didn't immediately recognize you? You're not from around here, are you?
No, out of town.
Give me a knowledge history.
Okey-doke. Knowledge history.
Actually, that was the DC. You just beat it. Yeah, Nex is... One, it's a location, but two, it was named after their wizard king named Nex. He was an archmage. Arguably amongst the strongest in all of Galarian. He ruled for like 4,000 years. And when he died, it's believed that his power sort of fled throughout the land. There are rumors that speak to Nex being what some might say actually powered by the gods himself. Historically, this might speak specifically to you and your tale, as far as you can remember.
Then Pilakka is going to say... actually, before I say anything, I should ask. He is dead. He's a former king?
Yes.
And was he... Do I know if he was loved by his people?
His people feared him. They weren't necessarily, living in absolute terror, but with the kind of power that he managed at the flick of a wrist, he could just flesh shape hundreds.
Right, okay. Then she'll just respond, it appears then you are a child of Nex, a great sorcerer.
I am.
And in your land, therefore, magic just comes to you?
Most of us, yes. Some of them learn minor tricks. Some of us learn to survive. You must understand, in a land of magic, everyone is trying to be the best. Who's the strongest, most powerful? Who received the gift from the God King Nex himself?
The gift?
Yes, it's believed that it's his power.
His power lives on through you. Yes, I would be quite inclined to study your ring further if you were, of course, to permit it. But otherwise, I shall not bother you, if it is as natural to you as breathing.
Give me a will save.
Oh, shit. Why can't I?
Pilakka, you are able to resist it, but your hackles raise. Not from this person. You follow the arcane tether, this almost serpentine-like line of magic. The Osirian witches sitting around the pillows, they seem to be gathered next to each other, and they're watching you. And when your eye falls to them, they just smile.
I'm gonna one eye to them and then the rest of me to them and just stare at them across the room.
You suddenly lose interest in me.
Of course not. No, please. I was merely distracted.
Pilakka does that, and unfortunately, anything that catches her eye, or eyes, I should say, she can't help but notice it. And it's hard to, keep track of it sometimes. Isn't that right, Pilakka?
Curious party, yes. Simply insatiable.
Falto chimes in. Listen, you should probably not fall for our summoner. As entrancing as they might be, she has playthings. He has toys. They do as they must, and you wouldn't want to become a plaything of his pet.
Of course not. No.
The summoner
Never
chimes in.
intention.
You're no fun, Falto. Why must you take
Yes.
all of my fun?
Yes, Falto, why must you interrupt the fun we are having?
I see that you know my name. Why don't I know yours yet, old woman?
I am known as Martha Burb.
Give me a bluff.
I'm just gonna not even let that bluff go through. It was like,
No, that's not her name. It's Pilakka.
Pilakka is not my name.
yeah.
It never has been.
He says, well,
Is
it's
that
certainly
right?
not Martha Burb.
Very well. He is correct, though. I am called Pilakka-Bitakk.
That I believe. That I believe. Why would you say you're Martha Burb, then?
To keep a low profile.
Old and senile, more like.
Also old and senile.
And how do you feel about it, dwarf?
Dwarf, he has been quite useful.
I wandered up to the bar a while ago. I come back.
I believe that he means how does Abasi feel about all this? He's
I
been rather
believe that.
quiet.
Yes, Abasi, please. You have served enough drinks.
Well, you know what, you say that, but I've noticed when I look at all you guys never looking to make friends. You're always worried. I mean, for a good reason. I've been pretty worried myself. I'm just looking for
Friends.
people somewhere in town that doesn't. Yeah, I'm looking at you, old woman.
So what do you think of the dog soldiers? Madmarn and his men.
Surprisingly, forward. They're not very. What is it you are, Donkor? Oh, that's right. They're not very secretive.
I mean, I have no problems with them. They seem the honest types to me, very defensive of whatever it is that ails them for the most part. But I don't look to pry. I just look to share information or stories, if you will.
Are you actually a sellsword? You seem far too pretty to be venturing into a crypt, a cave, or a grave.
Well, one thing is definitely the sword that makes me this way, and it's enchanted in some way, but I would like to say that I'm pretty even without it.
Well, you weren't wrong. He isn't very secretive, is he?
Well, normally he is. I'd have to say something has loosened his tongue. But it could be anything. I don't know. And Abasi will take a big swig of the drink he was holding.
Well, I didn't see that this was anything to be a secret of, considering Marn is the one who sold me the sword. More than likely, he would have said something himself.
Oh, but I'm not allowed to talk to anybody about what I've seen in the tunes.
Well, listen,
We can talk about that. then.
did you say your name was Abasi? Is that right?
Oh, God.
If you've seen another pommet around, I can guarantee you one of us will be dead, but neither of us have the money he's offering.
I don't care about seeing another dwarf. But now that you mention it, what kind of reward is there for you?
It's about nothing. Quite frankly, I'm concerned that it might be a knife in the back. That's what he's done to the last 4 or 5 he sent against me.
Well, I wouldn't immediately dream of turning on you, at least to your face.
Oh, of course not. Nobody's that crazy.
You survived the necropolis. Not everyone
We
has done
all
that.
did. I'm just looking to find some like-minded people who've been through whatever happened to come out of your tomb. I'm not allowed to talk about my tomb other than the assassin.
Unfortunately, we did not exactly experience a tomb. We happened to wander. What was it? Come on. You tell the tale much better than I. This is when the summoner leans forward. It wasn't actually a tomb. It seemed what was most likely an ancient brewery. And it was very boring.
Abasi's fists ball up and he's like, really? You went to an ancient brewery in the necropolis and I got to stab myself with a mirror.
It wasn't entirely We didn't fight ghosts and ghoulies or anything of the sort. No, we found these very bizarre. And it's at this point that the cleric of Sarenrae chimes in. Darker skinned male. We found that there were scavengers of the undead. They were graven colors. They were twisted carrion fowl. Of what sort, I do not know. They had wings, and they were very good at climbing.
Do I know what that is with any kind of knowledge check?
Give me a knowledge nature.
Nature.
I'm listening to this. Can I roll?
Yeah, you can try. That fits, like, any number of creatures that could be. Winged creatures that feast upon basically the bones. Like, it might be a vulture. You don't really know what the Plague of Madness did, though. You're not really sure how long they may have been down there.
Well, Abasi's specifically looking for aberrations and those of the undead because of that was what he was scared of the entire time they were in the tomb.
You're more than welcome to ask more if you wanted to find out a bit more. You can ask.
Yeah. See, I told you, Donkor, I told you, Pilakka, I know it. I told you both. There's undead. You should be careful of the undead. No, it's not the undead we have to worry about. It's the bloody sand snakes and the assassins.
This wasn't quite as such a snake. We would have been lucky. No, this didn't even have a body. It was... What would you say? I think it may have been a head. But I didn't see a neck. The cleric chimes in again. It was a head. A head with wings. Eyes like a snake. New knowledge natures. Or knowledge planes, if you prefer.
Oh, thank God, something I'm actually learned in.
I'm exactly the same.
Hey, I have
Oh, look at that. I'm smirked.
I have knowledge nature.
Pilakka, you would have heard of a creature like this, a winged head. But you may not have immediately seen one, especially around where you stayed. Abasi, this sort of sounds like a carrion crawler by the name of a Vargoyle.
Vargoyle. And yes, I will say that out loud. That's what he's assuming it is.
I don't know what that is, but it was quickly dispatched without first... Well, would you like to talk about it, Shay? The figure that seems to don a bit more armor, but less so around the legs, they turn their head immediately. And this is when the summoner chimes in. The creature flew immediately upon opening the door and planted a kiss right on Shay's face. Right on the lips.
Are Shay's lips all messed up?
Give me a perception. Not from what you can immediately tell.
Did you get poison then? Seeing as I know what a Vargoyle is.
Did she get a rock?
Oh, not from you. You're not kissing any disembodied heads.
She finally chimes in. It bit me. It bit my face. My lips. And she kind of pulls down her lip, showing the inside of her mouth. Perception here. Oh yeah, this looks hard. In fact, Neferani, even you think that this looks infected. Donkor, it does not by any means look good. Like, you can see there is some bubbling that is around the wound itself. You're not really sure of what this could be. Maybe if you had a bit of a closer look at what maybe inside of this, you're not really sure. Ronan,
Right,
yeah,
it
looks
forever to go off.
disgusting. It's
You might need to get that looked at.
Pilakka practically puts her head in this woman's mouth and is like, "Has your cleric tried to mend the wound?"
The cleric says, "Yes, I did try, but It keeps... I do not know, maybe a sickness. It stains the lips. I can't make heads or tails of it.
This could be grave. We have some plagues behind the walls still unaccounted for.
Shay chimes in. Well, I don't know what to do, and nobody knows anything about the creatures that we'd killed.
Well, a lot of you have never dealt with a palmet before. Well, those things love the dead.
I kind of want to
Ronan,
heal.
Donkor.
I kind of don't want to touch her.
It's infected with poison.
Ronan, Donkor. When she says that, when she says she doesn't really know what to do, you see her kind of reflexively like lean in and start scratching on her neck, and the skin just at like the base of the armor and the neck looks kind of bruised. You can see it's very dry and it's beginning to bruise.
Did you have your neck hurt as well? Did someone strike your neck or
No,
something?
No, it's just begun to itch. And, well, as with every itch you scratch.
Yeah, well, it's bruised. So it looks like someone hit you.
I think I've seen this before. Maybe you have been bitten by something poisonous. Somebody should suck that out, or you might be dead.
Abasi just starts blinking. He goes, "No, you need magic."
Falto looks down at this point, following the voice, this very uncanny and awkward, almost Western voice. And his eyes train on you for the first time. You have a goblin here,
Goes above to me.
and you've not slain it yet.
Well, it apparently talks, and it's not dumb, so no. He carries a sword. Well, it's twice the size of him, so we decided, why not? If he's not trying to kill us, there's no need to slay it. Even though we've never
It's
seen it.
harder than the one that we lost coming out of the team.
A pretty big sword if you want to see it closer.
Well, I don't
He is
think
something
that's
of a
necessary.
mascot.
Oh.
According to him, he used to be a pit fighter.
Oh. Where?
I don't know.
The pits.
Where did you fight, goblin? Do you have a name?
My name is Ronan.
You look more like a Jeff.
I like cheese.
I mean, what else am I gonna say? I like long walks on the beach and stroking the hair of my common friends.
Fine.
You
You said you like to fight. You're a pit fighter.
didn't I pit fight in? I can't remember where I'm from. Starts with a G, I think.
Galarian?
Galeria, right?
In Western Galarian. Galarian is
Western
your
Galarian,
is your
yeah.
planet.
It's the planet.
It's like, I
Oh.
totally pit fought on all of the planet.
Then how is there a west?
How do we know I'm not like a Saiyan fighter and I go from planet to planet pit fighting?
He's been using instant transmission for fucking years.
Yep, every
I
time.
get stuck in that box.
That's what I was practicing in front of the stage.
Hi, I'm Ronan. I like cheese. I'm a Sagittarius, and I can do the electric slide.
It's
Perfect.
actually the cha-cha slide. Okay.
Holy shit, son.
It's good. Well,
So what would I know? Can I do like a remember thing, like a knowledge myself?
it's memory. Yeah, go for it.
Remember where you...
I was looking for the word.
Where the hell am I from?
What would memory? Is it
It's wisdom.
just memory?
Yep, just wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay. Oh God, I'm
He's
re-rolling
from
that.
space.
Do you have a reroll?
I think we have one, right?
We'll have one. Yeah.
Yeah, we went. Hey, chat. Did you know you can gift subs and sub for as many re-rolls? Well,
Right.
up to 5.
I think it's five new subs.
Right? So
Yep.
for
With
every
gift
5
subs,
subs,
yeah, just
ask your mom for your Twitch primes.
no. That's I mean,
Is that better?
You might remember the name of the town, but
Okay.
no like larger locations were ever expressed to you.
Okay, so what is the town called?
What is the town called? Name it. This is your tale.
Balmora.
Okay. All right, we'll see if this figure knows anything about this. Was it a large town, small town?
It was a fairly small town.
It's a just right town.
It's not a place that I am familiar with, but this is fine. This is fine. How you wound up here? That's a bit more concerning. How are you dealing with the heat?
It's not fun, but they keep giving me cheese and the place to sleep, so it's pretty nice.
Wow.
And they treat me like a person, so...
Well, they should as a mascot. You have to be healthy if you're going to properly represent.
Mascot means champion.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Who would you believe?
I'm gonna go with
Mascot.
the bird on this. I don't know you.
Oh, that's
I like-
fine. You don't have to know me, but this person also just told me that the name was Martha Burb.
My boss is gonna lean in and follow to and go, is there someone that's like the bird then? This is just gonna be all night?
Listen.
When I go, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
Listen, Ronan, Mr. Goblin, I have nothing to lose from lying to you. That's something you must consider, at the very least. In fact, I have everything to gain from befriending you, if you are such a prestiged mascot, of course.
Oh,
You
yeah.
met me first.
I killed many people, and I'm still here, so...
Well, it's definitely not what a mascot is, then.
You know, that said, he never went into the necropolis. He's only been in the party for a day.
Oh. Oh, are you daft, lame?
What?
He
I'm
doesn't.
gonna get really offended because I feel like I kind of know that that's not exactly what she wants to be hearing her little buddy described as. He is none of those things. He's just petite.
Well, if he has slayed many men, many other creatures, yet he's not gone into the necropolis, you either are lying about something or he's just recently joined you.
He's just recently joined us, that's much I
Hey,
can tell you.
Thank you so much, Happy Speaker. This is good news. Good news. So then you have no allegiance to them. What proof do you have? Do you have a necklace of ears? Bone plate armor? This is to you, Ronan.
I know. I just wonder where your questions are coming from and why you're asking so many.
Well, if you're as
He
great,
just got told by a goblin.
if you're as great as you say you are, then maybe I would like to hire you myself. What are they paying you, Mr. Mascot?
I just looked to the bird.
As an answer, Pilakka tears off a hunk of cheese from a nearby table and just hands it to him, and she just maintains eye contact with this person the entire time.
Unfortunately, the way this party works is everybody earns their keep. No, I, and for once, have coffers to spare. And, well, we can provide for ourselves. So long as he's not dead, he's one of ours. Doesn't matter what he's paid, he has what he wants.
Understood.
Which so far has been cheese and, well, drinks.
Basically free labor. Well done, Mr. Mascot. You have found yourself quite a healthy proposition. Well done.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
I suppose
I
that's all that
sense-
matters.
I will
Can
tell
I
you
do
this
a
right now,
sense
this
motive?
party is a
Sure.
band of misfits.
Sure, go ahead. Give me a sense. Let's see what you pick up here. Neferani, you pick up that he is being sarcastic, but you can't tell as to what he may be gaining from being sarcastic. Even if you have declared that he isn't lame or daft, he has nothing to immediately gain from assuming that he is competent or capable. He just sees that he is happily being fed cheese as payment for killing people.
So, all right, I'm gonna address the guy. What's your play here? We like this goblin, and part of the way that we work is on that. And you don't need to understand, or you can be judgy if you want. But this, I don't quite appreciate the direction you're going
Well,
with your statements, and questions, and
I never,
stuff.
I never asked you to appreciate it. That's the great thing about being Falto is my opinions are of my own, and I don't care if you like them or not.
Oh,
But I
you're
think
one
he's
of
just
those useless daft bastards. See,
What I'm
he's
suggesting
like, no.
is that-
You're suggesting, old man. What I've seen here is I come and I bring you some drinks and we give you a good conversation. The first thing you do is you make fun of my diminutive friend, and then you tell us that.
why
you don't
is it
mean
that
anything
each of
by
you
it.
keep calling him a very word for small?
That's because he doesn't like when you call him small.
Oh, so
Your
you just keep
question
calling
to
him
you-
small in a
go,
very
come here,
different
come here,
word.
Come here, come on, talk to the goblin. Here, Ronan, come have a good conversation with this man. How close is your sword? You feeling good with it?
I like my sword a lot. I feel
I
Oh,
feel
I'm sure you do.
I feel a
Now, if he
bit
calls
more
you small
comfortable.
again, go hit him in the throat.
Let me
Donkor-
ask you a question.
Donkor is going to walk to the summoner and be like, "This is what happens all the time."
Let me ask you a
she says,
question.
you should really just let him finish talking. I found that once he gets it out, he just shuts up.
Yeah, I've come to realize a lot of that with other people we've met, but my party doesn't like to let other people talk.
He raises
Well, come
his
on,
hand.
Faldo. You're gonna go for it or not?
Do I get to speak now?
Well, you've
When
done a
have
lot
you
of
not
that,
been
but anytime you want to get through it,
Well, I just tried to speak at least 3 times and I was cut off.
you're not used to that, are you? No, you're a big boy.
So,
You're right,
I'm
I am.
While he
That's what I
talks,
thought.
I'm gonna look at Abasi and just have a conversation in front of him. This seems like the type of guy who wants to try to make himself feel better by talking down to other people. He's trying to steal our friend who we kind of like, and I don't. But you bought him a drink.
Well, it's true. It's true. You know how he reminds me of that fucking useless waste of space. What was his name again? Ah.
I thought you wanted to make friends, Abasi.
I did want to make friends, but you know what I noticed? Is I want to make friends with people like, you see Mound over there? That great guy. He's just looking to make friends, be happy, mourn his dead. You know what this guy is though? Oh, he's another one, a piece of shite rolling into the desert on the back of a dung beetle like the Pasha Poog.
Shay, do you know what
Why?
I've witnessed, what I've noticed? That the other adventuring parties care not for the equality in their own group. They declare about how important it is that they are having friends, but I find that our relationship works best when you receive equal pay. How would you feel, Shay, if I only paid you in cheese? Shay scratching. Well, I don't think I would work with you. No, it's not fair. Also, if you kept making fun of me, I'd probably kill you in your sleep.
So Shay, let me ask you a question. If you had not done any work yet, would you expect to be paid?
Well, no, but
Exactly. So he has yet to do work. Yet we're feeding him because we like him.
yes, but you claimed him as property.
We're also not.
I
We are
tug
also
on
not making fun of
Neferani.
him.
Actually, there's only one person who claims him as property. The rest of us tried to keep him as a person.
Well, to be
For
fair,
the record,
he's a
they
licensed
are-
property.
Yes, they are all my property.
No, we're not.
Oh,
That-
burp.
That's
I tug on
speaks leaps and bounds.
Neferani's like something, whatever is around her waist.
Her tail.
I tug on her tail a little bit, and then I'm like, "So I heard the bearded one. I didn't understand what he said. Can I take my sword out in, now?"
Perhaps
And-
not.
No, we can't fight anyone here. This is what I deal with on a daily basis. It
As
seems.
much as I like this, and I'm not gonna lie, Donkor is adorable when he looks so frustrated. The burb is correct, and so is the Donkor. We probably shouldn't.
He said
No,
small.
Remember? No, I know. Remember before
Twice.
when we remembered the dude? Do that again. We're gonna remember him later.
So, Shay, may I take a look at that lip?
She happily pulls her lip down again to reveal it to you.
I cast detect poison.
Yeah, there's poison. It's definitely, she's definitely been poisoned. It's
Can I?
heavily concentrated in the lip and lower jaw.
Like,
Ooh. Can I hit that craft alchemy check to see if I can ascertain the nature of the poison?
You can try.
Okay.
No, it's not that good. I
It's
don't know if I should use that.
not that good. I mean, you got to make that decision. Do you want to use it?
I mean, out of character.
Timing, Nick. Look at the clock.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still not good.
You don't really know the nature of it, but it seems to be causing some immediate decay. There's some kind of like lingering damage to the inside of the lip, and you're not really sure what its purpose is, because while you may have heard of a gargoyle, and you've never seen one, you don't really know how or what they do. You probably guess that it may, much like a spider, cause her to wither or break down internally so they can ingest it. But you're not really sure what the purpose might be because they don't exactly have digestive systems. They're just heads with wings.
This is regrettably beyond my ability to heal. I would suggest immediate magical intervention.
Well, it's really not beyond your ability to heal, but at this point, I'm not sure I want to help them.
I kind of do because they.
Well,
says-
the only one here
Shay,
who
like-
knows what a gargoyle is a little pissed off with that useless sack of shit.
That useless sack of shit is just trying to live the same way as the rest of us.
Well, it's got nothing to do with the poisoned individual. They're fine, but they're in a really bad party.
I mean,
Palakis,
they kind of work together. You kind of speak to one, you kind of speak to them all. At least that's the way I've seen it, but whatever.
No, I thought
Palakis tears at Abasi and just heals. I can just cast Hex Heal on her, like right in front of Abasi, as he's telling me not to.
Okay, sure. You see some of the swelling immediately begin to drop. It looks like it exacerbates the puncture point, and it seems to bleed into her mouth slightly. This almost yellow-like pus. It just seems to.
Abasi holds forward his
Sanguinate.
drink and goes, "Yeah, you gotta spit that out."
She feels it flood against her lower gums and teeth, and she starts to begins the gagging reflex. And she lets it she just holds her mouth open.
Into the
And-
cup, he goes,
And it's just like it's like you see it mixed with saliva just rolling out of her face. And her eyes are welling up at this point. And Falto seems to move over and he looks to you and says, "Thank you. You didn't have to do that."
We're a
Happy
band
to
of
help.
we're a band of misfits, but we don't leave people out to die. Well, maybe he does. And
No,
that's
listen,
fine.
I don't want her face to
I'm-
melt. I'm just mad at him, that's all it is.
And I'm used to people not liking me. That's fine. It's actually part of my technique. I find out where the weakest point is in the party, and I exacerbate.
We all know that that's Abasi, of course.
And I'm not.
He starts laughing and he goes, "Oh, come on. You know that damn well as the front line, if my party gets attacked, I'm there."
I can see that. I can see that you seem to be the stoutest of the group.
Wait, did you say you were challenging?
No, I did this.
No, challenge. He's
I can
challenged.
lean over and grab another drink and go, "Oh, look at that, Ronan. You scored some more beer. Don't stab anyone today."
I just take it slowly.
Do you drink?
I drink.
Give me a fortitude save.
It's a different class. It's not the class that they bombed in. I just want to be clear of that.
Sure, I figured. Okay, God.
No, I think I would drink it either way.
Here's the
If there was
poison.
alcohol still in it.
Sure. That looks good. You can tell, Ronan, that you're hitting that sweet spot where.
I'm sipping it though, like
Yeah.
like an angry.
Sure. You're starting to get that that warmth in your teeth and lips, and you haven't quite got like that hazy look around you or anything like that. No, not quite beer goggles, but you can tell it's starting to kick in.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling
Boss, he's doing one of these while you sip. He's like, "Oh."
like where your chest and your forehead feel really warm. Like yeah.
Falto chimes in and he points to you, Abasi. I saw you. Your group. There was a different one. A man with a red beard. Is he?
Oh, I have to think back. We've lost a few people to different things. We're trying to go pick them up.
We just lose people left and right. No big deal. Whatever.
Well, Jamaro used to be in the party.
Gingers,
He,
you know,
he looks
whatever.
back to his party, and you see Shay kind of like drop her head even further. So you also notice the summoner kind of drop their head, and Falto says, I'm sorry. I
No, they're
did not
still
mean
alive.
to.
Oh, no, yeah, they're both
Oh.
fine. It's just that they're both disposed of.
This hopeful look hits Shay and the summoner again. That's great news. Then they what do you mean by indisposed? Are they close?
Well, that one kind of flew away with us.
We're not. Donkor and Abasi just
Visiting his dad right now. He'll be back, I'm sure.
Well, one of them, unfortunately, and I'm sorry for the laughter. One of them, unfortunately, we don't know where she went. She just kind of disappeared. And the other one, well, it's part of the reason why we're laughing. They ran away, and well, the reason he's gone is, he's visiting his dad. That's exactly it. Yes, you're right, Bossy.
And boobs.
The cleric chimes in after your description. We lost one. There was a collapse in the brewery, and their life was ended swiftly.
And now we understand why you're looking to replace him. I'm sorry.
My condolences, but I've noticed, maybe it's upon that traditions are a little different. I try and live the life, you want to remember those that died. You try and have fun. Farhan, can I get a bunch of those stuffed olives? More liquor, please.
Farhan immediately comes over with anything that you happen to have or have requested. He leans to you. About how much will we be doing this all night long? Because I do not wish to break out my stores of the rarer alcohol.
No, and I'll say that I'll jump in real quick and I'll be like, no, just whatever you have that can sate the halflings and the witches or the female party over there, and then I think that'll be good for the night, and we'll probably just deal with foods after that.
Abasi, there's a whistle, which kind of averts everyone's gaze, and Falto actually hits you in the chest, like clips you in the chest with a small bag. It clinks with coin. Thank you for the drinks. My party appreciates it. You're very kind, and thank you for not punching me. I enjoy not getting punched.
You know, Farhan, I may have judged these ones wrong. They're good. It's all right. And Marn, well, he doesn't understand everything, but I think he's good people too, so long as the dogs don't chew up your carpet. I haven't been over there. I don't know. And I'll hand I guess I'll open the pouch before I hand it to Farhan to take a look inside.
Sure, it's about 5 platinum.
I was going to hand it to Farhan, but he does not need that amount of money.
Farhan looks a little distressed. I think this is important that you make a decision very soon, because your friends, Marn and his men, they're clearing through the glasses very fast. And when you look back, the lines of empty glasses are growing. It's evolving in motion. And Marn is no longer leaning on the bar. He's leaning back with this almost like pooched-like belly. You note that even peering over to him, he nods to you with like this weird, grotesque smile. And you see that even under the table, there are a couple of steins that the dogs are just like drinking from.
Jesus.
Well, I made the friends I was looking for. Donkor? Hey, Neferani?
Yeah, I think you're going to have to. We thank you, Falto, for the coin. Well, we'll use that for everybody. We've been paying for most of this out of our own pocket. We wanted to celebrate everyone's survival, but we'll definitely use that. Ain't that right, Abasi?
Oh, no, it's true. Again, I'm sorry, Falto. It's just the party gets attacked. You know where I gotta be.
You do as you must, and that's to be expected. It's at about this time.
Are we buying Farhan out? Is that what I'm hearing?
At least of his cheap wine. His immediate cheap wine, yeah. It's at this point that you'll see that there is some intermingling. You would see that the Daughters of the Desert have taken at least a mild interest in this group of halfling barbarians or fighters. It's wild how they managed to survive yet be so small.
Like
And as they
crazy.
begin to mingle, this is when the door swings open again. A woman walks in. You turn, and she looks very familiar. Neferani, you recognize her as the woman that heckled your party at the bank.
Knew she was alive. I fucking knew it.
Now, this isn't the person I intimidated, though, right?
Nope.
This is...
Nope, that was the
Sure,
banker
the
himself.
teller, yeah.
Right.
This is the one that Pilakka ended up in a conversation with.
Briefly, yes. She
remember
turns,
this,
she sees you, and it takes a moment. Her eyes kind of squint briefly, but she goes, oh.
Remember, Nick, you were pretending to be an old lady and talking about how you just kind of come along to see things. Like, you're going into the necropolis as somebody's grandmother. I know some healing.
Right.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
make
so-
sure everyone eats the dinner.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing instead of Florida this year.
I'm going
Instead
to
of
the
being a
necropolis.
snowbird, you're a dungeon bird. Literally.
Exactly.
So I'm just gonna, like, once I realize it's her, just... I mean, people can notice or not notice. I'm just gonna stand there and glare.
This group looks a little, I want to say, a slightly more intimidating than the rest, as you notice that most of their wares look to be battle-scathed. Problematically, they also seem to at least be the most wealthy. And some of their belongings seem to have some iridescence or glow to it.
They're the party I was warning everyone about that we were going to be mad jealous of that actually.
The woman
Weapon glow
bounding through,
enchants, beast leg +2, pod chant.
Oh, shit.
tan, just like tan sort of harem-style pants with this ribbon across pink robe that dances down her back. She was the person that led. It's likely... Let's go memory on everyone here, except Ronan.
I wasn't there in the bank, so.
No, this wasn't at the bank. This is at the commencement ceremony.
Oh.
Abasi finally remembers something.
There's one more. Nef. Give me a memory.
Window. Well, oh, there it is. It's like 1 of 17. Oh.
Okay. You recognize her. You may remember from the bank a brief discussion, but you never quite caught a name. However, during the commencement ceremonies, her team was named. Her name is Velriana, and she leads the Scorched Hand.
Interesting.
Alongside her, there seems to be a warrior sort with a pike. He has golden scale armor. He wears a similar necklace, which dictates a half black mask, half white mask. Drapes over his chest, leather sandals, silver helmet. Next to him, a woman dressed in leathers. Completely drapes for mobility. She wields a khopesh. Her hair is long, thick, and braided down her back. Dark-skinned and quite pointy ears. She looks incredibly dexterous. And the last figure carries a series of unguents salves at his side. He also happens to have what looks to be a traditional holster, what you might see for a gun, but this is instead for a wand.
He's a serious Potterhead.
Over his shoulder is a green scorpion. He seems to whisper to the scorpion. They take a seat immediately. She says, "There will be one more. He's just running behind as usual." Farhan nods and fetches drinks.
Like a Slytherin.
So Donkor will go to Falto first and be like,
Were you aware of how many groups survived their tombs in the necropolis, or, well, in your case, their bars?
Not quite. I am, however, aware of how many died.
And we, unfortunately, are not aware of how many died. So I'm going to go fetch, well, the sober one and Marn's party, find out how many more are coming, and, well, then I have something to say to everyone that might, well, raise spirits, at the very least.
It's not necessary. There were 20 teams elected to enter the necropolis. 16 of them have yet to come out.
Wait, but there's 5 teams here.
Yours, theirs, the dog soldiers. Oh, yeah, so technically they're. Wait a minute. Yours, theirs, dog soldiers, crypt finders, and Velric. So, yeah, technically it's then 15 of them. 15 of them have yet to make it out.
Interesting.
So then,
Pharasma's, you're telling me 75% died?
Well, that or
Donkor is-
they are stuck. Admittedly, it was believed that your team had also perished, but you somehow made it out and did not go through the gates.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but well,
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't go through the gate. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Just appeared here.
well, reasonably we should have died. Unfortunately, well, fortunately we didn't. But whatever. I'm going to say something to the rest of the groups that are here, and hopefully everything will be well good. After that, well, because there is some sort of animosity, it looks like, or some sort of defensiveness between us all. Farhan, I'm sorry for what I'm about to do to your table. I'm going to stand on it.
As you say that, as Farhan looks over to you with this almost crazy look in his eyes, very, very unhappy, when the sheet that is typically the door is immediately tore down. A man stumbles in, bit of a portly man, darker skinned. He looks petrified. Velriana immediately turns. It's about time, but a bit of a grand entrance, wouldn't you say? And he says, no, you must see. Come now. And he runs back outside. Fear just shaking his body, danced over his entire person.
Abasi will immediately follow him and draw his gear.
Okay.
He doesn't know what's going on, but that's his job.
Right into the trap.
If it is, he would be the first one to fall for it.
When you stumble outside, there is this almost air of silence about the city. As the sun cresses the horizon, delivering unto you this almost pallid darkness that dances across the sand, where it's normally this vivid twilight. Winds begin to kick up. Clouds begin to spurn and grow above the necropolis. He watches. Everyone begins making their way out of the bar. Marn takes a little while longer, but him and his men also make it out of the bar. Above the necropolis, you see wisps of lightning seem to dance along the clouds. Storms haven't been seen like this in last recorded hundreds of years.
Abasi will lean over his shoulder towards Neferani and go, you think she's making the move?
Lightning kicks down into the center of the necropolis. You hear this crack of almost flame, but no light. Winds begin to blow, pushing through your hair. The sands begin to churn around you as this dust storm comes to life. From the center of the necropolis, there is a crack. You could hear it, almost as if the sandstone, the foundation of this location, begins to twist and turn. The earth releases cavernous roars. The sand begins to spiral, circling the necropolis, focusing again and again and again before finally developing what looks to be some kind of sand tornado. As something darkened begins to rise through the center of this spire of sand.
Falto, how many groups did you say died?
15. We don't know if they're still alive or not, but we can only assume that they're...
It's fine. It might be more, and it might be our fault.
Less on that, I'm a little more worried about what they've done with the dead in there.
Falto looks to you out of questioned concern, and Farhan places his hand on your shoulder, Abasi. You made it out. And not through those gates. if from what I hear is true. You have said some strange things. Is this your fault?
He's talking to you, Abasi.
Yeah, I know.
He knows.
Well, if Abasi's gonna stay quiet, I'm gonna step in and say, we have been out of the tomb for days. Wouldn't this have happened well before now if it was our fault?
Either someone in there is still alive, or you did not honor the dead.
Oh, we honored the
Bossy
dead.
turns and looks at him and goes, you really think I wouldn't honor the dead? Have you noticed how other groups came out with shiny weapons and I came back with broken gear and dirt on my hands?
Pilakka, the sandstorm
Yes.
begins to grow and swell just outside of the walls, and then again even further as it begins to encompass a larger portion of Wati. And the sandstorm circles almost all of Wati. You can see that the sand that seems to dance in unison around you begins to draw water from the river Sphinx. And when your eye begins to clear, you recognize that darkened mass in the center of it. You had a vision of this. A black spire. Pharasma's needle has risen from the center and is now hovering probably 400 or 500 feet above the wall. Can I get perceptions, please, from everyone in this group?
Some very perceptive party all of a
Very
sudden.
good perceptions, yeah. And this is actually... Abasi will succeed, Ronan and Neferani, and Donkor even are odd.
Holy shit!
Hold on, even.
All right, so we'll start with Nef.
Wait.
This
Okay,
is
go
for Nef. Nef, you said even?
Mm-hmm.
Even, you succeed. Donkor,
Odd.
you succeed. Ronan,
Odd.
you succeed. Pilakka is the only one to not succeed in this situation. You just simply did not roll high enough. It takes a moment of focusing for the three of you that had even or odd, but Abasi, you see clearly. Maybe it's some supernatural sight. Maybe it's a link.
It's also that his last god was Pharasma.
But standing atop the needle is a very tall, broad woman with a shield that looks uncannily like a scarab and a
Before
golden
he
khopesh.
stops himself, Abasi will whisper the word Akentepe.
Yeah, I'll kind of subconsciously rub my forehead.
I don't know what
Donkor's
the
just gonna
fuck is
say
going on.
But it's only maybe our fault, okay?
No, I'm sure
If it's
this
anybody's
is
fault, it's San Jafar's fault.
And this is where we end tonight's session.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
And with Donkor saying shit.
oh, we started combination 28 days later / the mist. We're gonna have to hide in here and start a religion and kill everybody.
Abasi's going straight back in. You best believe.
See, I don't know. You're kind of saying that like it's a bad thing. Like,
Yeah, I guess if we're running the cult.
Well, here's the thing. We play our cards right. The only people in town that should be capable of fighting whatever's going on in there, other than like hardcore officials, captain of the guard, whatever that goes on in town, are the people standing around us.
Yeah, but how many of these people are the type to be like, oh, the town's in danger, time to stand up and be a hero? And how many of them are the ones who are going to be like, let's take the shit we found and get out of town?
That depends on us, I think.
Well, if only... It's a good thing none of us walked up and started antagonizing them over insults to our goblin.
Turns out I made friends. Well, you made friends, but I made friends in...
You know how hard it was to
I made friends.
situation
I made
around?
friends.
I knew it was any magical healing will clear that poison. I knew that.
Somehow I made friends despite you.
Abasi has reacted that way to every single person who's tried to throw their weight into him or his party.
I have noticed.
It's true.
Yes,
It's true.
Every single time he reacts that way. And as soon as it happened, I was like, oh shit. Well, going for the fucking throat.
he's like the friend that's got your back, but like pulls
Too
a
much.
switchblade on some kids, and
Yeah,
you're just like,
right.
dude, calm down.
Right.
Whoa.
Nice, Peter, 12. Stop.
Dunkor's like, I have to keep this guy from not killing people. Jesus.
Yeah.
I thought I was supposed to be the hothead.
No, I mean,
But
I
Abasi used you for that. He was winding you up.
But and I'm not a hothead as much as I am just very over defensive of my friend.
She's definitely protective. I don't see her getting angry by much, but quick to bite back at anyone that's accosting her allies.
Yeah, our party doesn't seem to get along super well at first glance. We fuck with each other constantly. But if anyone screws with anything in the party, we attack them like friggin' mama cats or some shit.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, all while Donkor plays the part of like Walter, not Walter Concrete. What was the sports announcer that the dude pretended to be in Better Off Dead? Howard Cosell.
Howard Cosell.
Just
Good old
narrating.
Howie. Yeah.
I love it. It's my
For
favorite.
for the record, I'd still sell your soul for one corn chip.
Corn chips are
Good
pretty
thing we
sweet,
don't have any
though.
corn chips, bitch.
But I do right here. Give me a soul, bitches.
So,
Oh, deal.
we're gonna go ahead and round out our show with our shill. You guys, we're just gonna quickly hop into our after show following. So let's start from. Let's go left to right, upper left. We will start. Donkor, tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you, buddy?
What's up, guys? My name is Kaoiji. I'm just coming back from a little bit of a life hiatus. So you guys can find me on twitch.tv/Kaoiji and then subscribe to TheBubbernaut.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you.
Ronan, tell us about you, buddy. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
I'm Ronan. You can find me at twitch.tv/RyutheRed. I play a lot of Black Desert, so if you guys ever want to pay to win, I mean, pay to progress.
Okay.
Whatever.
Selling
Also,
it.
I have a feeling that next episode, I'm actually going to get to use my sword.
Maybe.
Maybe.
3 seconds in, he just hits me in the back with it.
You need to bring all your moms with all their Twitch primes so we can have all the rerolls.
It's going to be an episode. I got lots of planning to do still. Thank you for that, sir. Pilakka-Bitakk. It's played by BlackLightAttack. Tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you, if we can find you?
I play the ever diplomatic and subtle Pilakka-Bitakk. My name is Blah or Nick, either one. You can't find me, but you can hear me before you see me because I got King Kong in the trunk. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Nice. I like it. You got King Kong in the trunk. It's his 808s be beaten in the back, all right?
That's right. That's right. I'm glad somebody got that.
Oh, I 100% got it. I was just not expecting it.
Yeah, well, it was. I like it. It was good. Thank you. Thank you for the throwbacks. I appreciate it. Neferani, tell us about you. Misty, what are you doing? Where can we
How
find
do you do, fellow kids?
You got your skateboard?
Yeah, I'm gonna go full. Never go full Steve Buscemi. Hi, my name's Imperial. I am I'm looking at my water because I don't want to. There's either a lot in here or a little. It's gonna pour all over my face. I am I don't know, sub to the bub, and you should be. Oh, that like that. There you go. Sub to the bub. I like it. Someone else has probably said it. It's the I don't know what I do right now. Kind of up in the air. I had a little family issue, so I will be on tomorrow to try to assess if I can salvage my TwitchCon cosplay contest entry. I actually have all of my fabric now. It finished coming today, so that was really great. I'm going to be gone for a week out of town. So I don't know. My mom has a sewing machine, so I might try for it. But other than the TwitchCon cosplay contest, I'm just sewing stuff and playing games. So
Cool.
sub to bub.
Right on. Thank you so much.
It rhymes. No one else has ever said that.
Not once in the history of Bub.
Never.
Or subs.
Never.
Abasi.
Abasi.
Tell us about
Abasi's got a lot going on right now because Abasi's starting a second job so that we can save up a shit ton of money to start our own merchandise business to give you guys cool shit, including little models and stuffed things and shirts. And it's going to be either great or I'm going to screw it all up and you're just going to catch me crying in 6 months into a bunch of broken machines and fabric. We'll see. Who knows?
Is that not my daily?
Doing it live.
Look at her background. That's my life in the future.
Are you running your own sweatshop?
Yeah, and Paul is the only child I can get to enter it. So.
Oh man, it's perfect. Thank you so much, sir, and congrats on swinging a jobby, even if it is not something you necessarily want to do. But
it's graveyard. I don't have to deal with management or customers. That's the best kind of retail job.
Perfect. And well, guys, you know me. I'm here doing the damn thing. We took a week off last week, which was kind of nice. Got a lot of things done. Going to be implementing a lot of new toys. Picked up this Go XLR, the Electro Voice RE20. Going to be putting in some new Elgato toys. I'm pretty stoked. Things are coming together, and you can find me here pretty much all week doing this. Saturday, I'm over on Roll For It, doing the damn thing. I'm playing Declan, the Wildling, in Game of Thrones Riverlands. It's good stuff. So, that's us in a nutshell. Check out the Discord, check out the Patreon. Keep the stream alive, keep the dream alive. That's the best way to support the stream is through Patreon. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow with Shackle City episode 165 or 6. Maybe 8. I don't know. It's somewhere in the 160s. I need more sleep. Goodbye, everyone. We'll talk to you later. Peace. Have a good one.
Bye.